Yes, poor menstrual health, they say, can give complications, but with the use of hygiene or regular hygiene, we'll take them all away and we'll all be safe. Tonight, we are going to talk about sanitary towels, the overview of it. And I know by the time we are done with Girl Vibes tonight, we'll all know how to keep ourselves safe during that special time of the month. Happy new month to you all. My name is Mercy B, the one and only a Kofi Princess. And tonight we're also streaming live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. And I have with me special guests tonight. Yes, my resource people will be giving you all the education on the sanitary towels. We know they are now very expensive, but we'll still get to know how to manage during this period of time. My name again is Mercy B. Let's go for a breather. And when we come back, we get to watch the feature that we have for you, so you get to understand what we are going to talk about tonight. And don't forget, we'll also be serving you the beauty tips can courtesy at Donko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. Stick with us. We'll be back.
Menstrual hygiene is vital to the empowerment and well-being of women and girls worldwide. It is about more than an access to sanitary pads and appropriate toilets. Though those are important, it is also about ensuring women and girls live in an environment that values and supports their ability to manage their menstruation with dignity. Some types of menstrual products include menstrual pad, tampon, menstrual cup, reusable pad, etc. A menstrual pad, or simply a pad, also known as a sanitary pad, sanitary towel, sanitary napkin or feminine napkin, is an absorbent item worn by women in their underwear when menstruating, bleeding after giving birth, recovering from gynecologic surgery, experiencing a miscarriage or abortion, or in any other situation where it is necessary to absorb a flow of blood from the vagina. A menstrual pad is a type of menstrual hygiene product that is worn externally, unlike tampons and menstrual cups, which are worn inside the vagina. Pads are generally changed by being stripped off the pants and panties, taking out the old pad, sticking the new one on the inside of the panties, and pulling them back on. Pads are recommended to be changed every 3 to 4 hours to avoid certain bacteria that can fester in blood. This also may differ depending on the kind worn, flow, and the time from a range of materials depending on style, country of origin, and brand. The pads are not the same as incontinence pads, which generally have higher absorbency and are worn by those who have urinary incontinence problems. Although menstrual pads are not made for this use, some use them for this purpose. A menstrual cup, however, is a menstrual hygiene device which is inserted into the vagina during menstruation. Its purpose is to collect menstrual fluid, blood from the uterine lining mixed with other fluids. Menstrual cups are usually made of flexible, medical-grade silicone, latex, or a thermoplastic isomer. They are shaped like a bell with a stern or a ring. The stern is used for insertion and removal, and the bell-shaped cup seals against the vaginal wall and just below the cervix and collects menstrual fluid. This is unlike tampons and menstrual pads, which absorb the fluid instead. Every 4 to 12 hours, depending on the amount of flow, the cup is removed, emptied, rinsed, and reinserted. After each period, the cup requires cleaning. One cup may be reusable for up to 10 years, making the long-term cost lower than that of disposable tampons or pads, though the initial cost is higher. As menstrual cups are reusable, they generate less solid waste than tampons and pads, both from the products themselves and from their packaging. Most menstrual cup brands sell a smaller and a larger size. Some menstrual cups are sold colorless and translucent, but several brands also offer colored cups. Menstrual cups typically do not leak if used properly, though incorrect placement or inadequate cup size can cause some women to experience leakage. Menstrual cups are a safe alternative to other menstrual products. Risk of toxic shock syndrome infection is similar or less with menstrual cups compared to pads or tampons. A tampon is a menstrual product designed to absorb blood and vaginal secretions by insertion into the vagina during menstruation. Unlike a pad, it is placed internally inside of the vaginal canal. Once inserted correctly, a tampon is held in place by the vagina and expands as it soaks up menstrual blood. However, in addition to menstrual blood, the tampon also absorbs the vaginal natural lubrication and bacteria, which can change the normal pH, increasing the risk of infections from the bacterium Staphylococcus aureus, which can lead to toxic shock syndrome, TSS. TSS is a rare but life-threatening infection that requires immediate medical attention. The majority of tampons sold are made of rayon or blend of rayon and cotton, along with synthetic fibers. Some tampons are made out of organic cotton. Tampons are available in several absorbency ratings. Reusable pads are cloth pads that can be used dozens of times. They absorb menstrual blood and the pad should stay put for about 4 to 5 hours depending on your menstrual flow. After use, you need to wash the cloth really well before you can reuse the same pad. Reusable pads are usually made in several absorbent layers of either cotton, hemp or bamboo and never any plastic.
Yes, as I told you earlier, today we are looking at sanitary towels, an overview of it. We know at that special time of the month, no matter what, you will need that sanitary towel to take good care of yourself, to stay hygienic and comfortable. You know, you can still rock your white, whatever color you want to rock and feel okay as a lady during that special time. And to do this, I'm not going to do it alone. You know, every day or every time that I sit here on Girl Vibes, I'm being joined by resource personnel who will give us detailed knowledge about whatever we get to discuss. So today I have with me Hajia. Yes, she will tell us more about herself, and Anna is also here. But let me start up with Hajia so she gets to tell us what she does and more about herself. Hajia, welcome, dear.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to say a very good evening to all viewers and listeners for tuning into this special program. My name is Hajia Nazifa. I'm a health promotion officer. I hail from the north.
Okay.
I grew up and all my schooling was done up north. I come from one of the well-known cities in Tamale. I won't say a village because it's not a village. That is where the Tamale airport is located.
Okay.
People say Tamale airport, but it's actually located in my town called Saviligo.
So you need to brag with it.
Yes, I have
love
to.
that.
Thank
I
you.
love that. I love that.
So
And
like
you're
I
looking
said,
gorgeous too.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm happy to be on this program.
And I'm glad to have you.
Thank you.
And I know you're going to give us all the education
Sure.
tonight that we need.
Yes, please.
We are blessed. Okay, so we are joined by Anna. Yes, Madam in Yellow. Welcome, darling.
Thank you.
Can we know you more?
Okay, so my name is Kume Anna Blamondi. My mom is a Liberian and my dad is Ghanaian.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And I'm a nurse, and then I also tutor at Global Excellence College.
Okay.
That's a private health school at Dansoman. And then I'm also the founder of Mondi Hope Foundation, a youth charity organization that has the drive to have a measurable impact in the lives of people who are vulnerable in our society.
That is great. Sorry, not tonight. You're going to, share with us all that you know.
Definitely.
Okay, so let me start up with Hajia to share with us. First of all, let's start with menstruation, so we all get to know. Some of us, let me take myself for an example. I started menstruating at the age of 13, and then I was in the boarding house. I didn't have much knowledge about menstruation. So first of all, when I saw blood from, my private part, first of all, I was very scared. I even cried because I was then a virgin and I was wondering what was going on. What I knew then was that if you devaginize yourself, that's when you see blood. That's the only thing I knew. So when I saw the blood, I was scared, I was crying, until Auntie Mary came to my aid. There was this beautiful lady that was called Auntie Mary then, and she was the one that had to sit me down and talk to me through. So for a young woman who is now in her teen watching us tonight, what is menstruation, Hajia?
Okay, please, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay.
So menstruation is simple language. I want to try as much as possible not to use medical jargons in order not to confuse.
So we all get to understand.
In order not to confuse some people. So menstruation is a discharge of blood from the vagina monthly, and this is as a result of certain hormones that take place in the body. So it is a cycle. It starts from somewhere and ends somewhere. So the cycle starts from the first day you see blood in your panties to the next time of the following months when you see. So from the first day of 1 month to the next first sighting of blood, that is the cycle. A lot of people think the menstrual cycle is from the first day till the ending of the bleeding. That is not what we say is the cycle. The menstrual cycle is from the first day you see the blood to the next month, the first day of the next month when you see the blood.
Interesting. Yes. Is there any little you would love to add up, Anna?
Yes, so she has already said it, as she rightly said. Simply put, it's just the shedding of the lining of the womb or the uterus, and then the disappointed eggs. You know, normally menstruation actually is a symbol of fertility. So when you are unable to achieve pregnancy, the egg that is supposed to be fertilized has to come out. And then the uterus also makes some modification to receive implantation or to receive the baby. But since nothing has happened, then these things have to shed off and then come out in the form of blood. Yeah, and as she said, it's a cycle. So it's a process that keeps going on and on, and then it starts from the first day of the bleeding, and then so the next time you have the bleeding again. So, and then there's an average of 28 days, but then there are variances of the norm. Not everybody have this 28-day cycle, so some may be more than 28 or even less. But unfortunately, because of ignorance, we normally, all of us, all women use the 28-day cycle, but then there are differences.
Okay, now let's come to menstrual hygiene itself. What is that?
So basically, hygiene is very important, taking very good care of yourself. So during menstruation, because of the blood involved, you need to take extra care and management so that you don't get prone or exposed to certain infections that affect women. So taking care of yourself, washing and cleaning, and then the use of sanitary items. Yeah, that is what menstrual hygiene is all about.
Okay, so to my viewers, don't forget we are live on Facebook at ETV Ghana. Make sure you drop all your questions. Tonight I have Ajia here. She's ready to, you know, help all of us. Anna is also here, and we'll all get to learn about menstrual hygiene, okay? No matter the cost of the pads, the towels, everything, we'll know how to keep safe during that time. Now let me come to Hajia. Hajia, what are some of the factors that contribute to menstrual hygiene?
Okay, some of the factors has to do with awareness or knowledge. Knowledge of the individual when it comes to menstrual hygiene. We have access to some of these sanitary materials. Access is a factor. Affordability. Sometimes the sanitary products are there, but your ability to afford also becomes a factor. So it's a contributing factor to the practice of menstrual hygiene. Social supports. In this day and time, it's still happening that menstruating girls do not get the social support they are supposed to get. There is stigmatization, especially when it comes to the opposite sex. So a lot of the time when I'm doing education on menstrual hygiene, I want to involve the opposite sex. Male involvement is very key when it comes to menstrual hygiene because it's a very important topic and everybody has to know about it. So the factors that influence it, like I mentioned, the knowledge, everybody, whether male or female, needs to have some level of awareness as far as menstrual hygiene is concerned. Then, like I mentioned, the affordability and accessibility, it all plays a role.
Okay. Now, Anna, putting in the affordability, now let's come to some of the products that we think are advisable to use during that time.
Yeah, so we can make mention of sanitary pads. And then we can also talk about the period cups. We have tampons and reusable towels. Yeah, so those, there are different types, and then those ones, I think the type you choose can be influenced by the affordability and then the activity you are involved in and all that.
Among these products, which one do you think is affordable? Let me go to Hajia because she deals in that. Hajia, which of this is less expensive?
Well, less expensive is relative, depending on where you find yourself. Because some of us in the cities, what we think is less expensive, it might be very expensive to somebody in another place. So less expensive, I can't actually say this product is less expensive, but generally the cup, the menstrual cup, that I know is highly expensive, and it's not even very common.
One on your screen now.
It's not even very common in our
personally, I've not seen that one before, with the exception of seeing it on on screens and then on social media.
That is true.
But why is it that expensive?
It's a kind of product, it's reusable, and I think you can use just one cup for as long as 10 years. Yes.
Oh, for 10 years?
Yes, please.
Okay, I now understand why it's expensive. But is it safe using it for 10 years?
It all depends on how you keep it, how safe and clean you keep it, because after reuse you have to wash it, rinse it, disinfect it. It involves a lot. It involves a lot.
Yeah, I can see that one. And how do you insect this one? I know it's a silicone, as we were taught in the feature we watched today. So it's a silicone. How do we insect it? Is it from the round side or the bottom side of it?
Yeah, so like you are watching, it depends on the company that produces it. Some are made of silicone, others are made of latex. So it's very soft. Looking at it, you may think it's plastic, and you can assume how hard it will be to insert plastic in your private part. So this cup, before you insert it, you have to fold it. There are different ways of folding it. There is a shape we call the C shape, which can also be called the U shape or the N shape, depending on how you hold it. If you hold it, you can see an N. If you hold it in a different dimension, you can see a C. So it depends on how you hold it. So before you insert it, you have to sit in a comfortable position. In some cases, you have to elevate maybe one of your feet, like you raise one of your feet as comfortable as you can, and you insert it inside the vagina. You make sure you push it to the cervix, that is the opening of the uterus. That is where it's supposed to be. And most of the time, for first time users, it feels very uncomfortable. It feels very uncomfortable, but continuous use, a lot of people get used to it and are even comfortable with it. People even wear it to sleep, those who are used to it.
Is it not painful? Is it not going to be painful?
For pain, no. Yes, except the early discomfort. Yes, please.
And then for the tampons, I've used it before, so I know that it's a bit comfortable. It is comfortable, actually. That's actually my favorite, the tampons. You know, when you fix it in, you can sit and still be presenting like there's nothing going on. You know, I don't think my viewers have for once noticed that I'm bleeding, but I'm a lady. I bleed every month. So that's my secret. I love to use the tampons. I'm telling you. So if you're a career woman like myself, it's advisable. But since Hajia is here, she will tell us more about the tampons. And Hajia, teach us more about it.
So, like you said, they said experience is the best teacher. I was thinking that you saying you have used it would be the best person. Because honestly, I have tried it once, the tampon, and I think I didn't really know how to use it, so it was very uncomfortable. I couldn't wear it for long. I had to just pull it out and go get my pad.
Oh, really?
Yes. It was actually a gift given to me from a friend outside the country. So the rest, I actually dashed it until later I got to know that it's one of the most comfortable products you can use.
Have you used the tampon before?
Yeah, I also tried it once and it wasn't comfortable for me. Yeah, I kept worrying and thinking, what if it drops out? What if it doesn't?
It will never.
I didn't. Like, I wasn't okay with it. I think I prefer the pad.
But sometimes I put it on and I wear my G-string, like, I can still wear that one too.
Oh,
and I
that's
even
fine.
prefer using it. Today we are going to teach you with the panties and how to fix on the sanitary towels. Hajia brought some good panties, like beautiful ones, with some parts, so we'll teach you how to fix all that. So don't worry, we'll get to learn more about that. But with some ladies, when it's, you know, that special time of the month, when they are menstruating, they feel like washing the genitals for like every single hour. Is it advisable to do that? And how many times do you have to wash your private area during menstruation, Hajia?
Okay, so Auntie Hannah, please take that. Then
You want Anna to take it? Okay, understand.
Okay, so
Is
I
it
think
necessary to wash it every hour?
not every hour, but sometimes it depends on the volume of blood
Okay.
or how heavy the menses
flow.
is. Yes.
Okay.
And then I think for the hygiene purpose, whenever you are going to change, it's
Yeah.
good to wash. And then whenever you use the washroom, you also have to wash.
Okay.
Yeah, but not necessarily every hour. But at least, even with the changing of the pad, at least 6 hours interval or 8, you should be able to change
Okay.
the pad. That's how regular you should change. So whenever you change, you have to wash. And then whenever you use the washroom, you also have to wash that area,
And
at least
what
with
about-
water.
And what about those that sometimes even forget that they are menstruating? There are some ladies that do not suffer cramps and all that. So even though they are menstruating, they forget that they are menstruating, and they carry the pad from like morning until they get home in the evening to bath. So like the whole day with one pad.
Yeah, that
Is it advisable?
no, it's not. It poses a health.
Is it healthy?
No, it's not healthy at all, because there is blood, there are sweat, microorganisms are all in there, and then carrying it for the whole day, it's going to increase microbacterial growth. So it's not healthy at all, and this can be a cause of recurrent infections in females.
I know Ajia wants to add up more, but let's quickly go for a breather. When we come back, we get to talk more on Girl Vibes. We'll be back. Yes, welcome back. So let's say thank you to Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. Anytime that you need energy, anytime that you're partying, you need, fast memories, make sure you purchase Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. So for bulk purchase, make sure you call them on 02048988698 or 059261098. Adonko Next Level Premium Energy Drink. No limits. Yeah, so today we are talking about sanitary towels, the overview of it, and I have with me two amazing health workers who are helping us to get to learn more about how to keep hygienic during that time of the special month. You see, it's very necessary, so you need to be hygienic during that time to be healthy. Now we have some panties here. I told you Hajia brought some parts and some panties. We have the G-strings, we have the normal panty, and I don't know, some women kind of feel discomfort when using G-strings, and some really do love it. I don't want to mention those some that do love it anyway. So Hajia, will you? Okay, so Anne will fix it, and then you will remove it, right?
That's fine.
Okay, so Anne, please pick which of the panties is your favorite during your special time and why. I want to know.
I think I like
You
the
prefer it this
yes.
way. Okay,
Yes,
what's
I
your
do.
reason?
It's comfortable, it covers everywhere,
Okay.
and then at least I don't have to worry of shifting.
Stains and all that.
Yes.
Okay.
So to fix or to wear a pad, you first have to open the cover.
So whilst we are demonstrating, you can, send in all your questions to Facebook. Today, our WhatsApp is on the low. So you make sure you send all your questions to Facebook at ETV Ghana and make sure you share the link. Okay, so.
And then you expose the crotch area of the panty.
Okay.
Then you remove it from this. Sorry. This is the cover.
Okay.
Thank you. So this is the back, and then this is the front. It has the wings folded.
Okay.
So this is the crotch area of the panty. So we are going to place this here
Okay.
in it.
Okay.
You see, so and the back is adhesive.
Okay.
So you're going to remove the paper at the back,
Okay.
and then make sure you fix it in that it covers, like it's even.
Okay.
Even, so that you don't have more at the front or and less at the back.
Okay.
And then when it
So
happens
has to
that
be
way,
even.
yes.
Okay.
So you take off this,
All right.
and then you apply it to the crotch area and press on it. And then the wings here are folded in this paper. So you remove this from it, and then you spread the wings to the right side of the panty, this way, and then it's in. So you can now wear your panty.
Okay. So it's safe to rock in now.
Yeah.
All right. So show it to the camera properly, so we see the panty. Okay. So here there will be no stains. There will be no
The
doubt
wings here, at least
are
if there's any
protected.
escape of blood,
Okay.
it can.
Okay, now let's jump up to Hajia. So we'll get to know how to remove it after using for how many hours? For 4 or 6 hours. Please don't wait till you close from work. That one is not advisable. It's not healthy at all. We are being taught by Hannah.
Yes,
so let's go to Hajia. Hajia, we
Talking
want you
about
to
the
demonstrate how
number
to
of
remove
times
it.
you change, if you are a heavy flower,
Okay.
a heavy bleeder, someone
Yes.
whose flow is heavy, I think the minimum is within 3 to 4 hours.
Okay.
You need to change.
Okay.
And if you are someone whose flow is very light or moderate,
Yeah.
the maximum it should take is 8 hours.
Okay.
You shouldn't wear a pad, no matter how slight your flow is, more than 8 hours.
Okay.
Yes, like she mentioned earlier, chances of you getting some infection is very high.
Okay, so if it's 8 hours and I work around 8 a.m., then it means you don't have to wait till you get home at all.
No.
No. Wow.
You have to change it. And to add to, before you fix the pad, a lot of the time we are not always at home. We have to be somewhere to change it. The time we are at home is in the morning when we take our bath, and that time you know you are clean, every part of you is clean.
Yeah.
But when you step outside and there is an overflow or there is a need for you to change the pad, we spoke about washing of the private, and washing of the hand too is very important.
Yeah.
Before you change the pad. So I just want viewers to get this point.
Okay.
It's very important to wash the hands before you fix the pad. Yes, please.
Okay.
So our pad has been fixed. Let's assume that bleeding has taken place. It's been used. The pad is stained. Before you remove the pad, so you need to wash your hands. Very important, because you don't know at what point your hand will come in contact with the private part directly, and whatever microorganisms that are in your hands can be introduced to the private part. So before you remove the pad, you need to wash your hands. Pull down the pants. Be careful your hand doesn't touch the stained blood. So you gently unstick the wings from one side. Do the same to the other side. Fold it in. Fold it in this way. Then from the top, it's sticky. That's why it's stuck to the pan. So from the top, you gently unstick it whilst folding it. You gently.
Okay. So just as you're doing, Hajia, just in case your hands, flipped into the main side of the pad where the bleeding has taken place, what do you do?
You have to immediately wash.
Okay.
With soap and running water. Yes. And that makes the hygiene
That's
part
after
of the
removing the
menstruation.
pad from the
Yes,
panty
please.
before
Yes,
you even wash down.
Yeah, so the wrap, a lot of times some people throw the wrap away, but ideally you are supposed to keep it to wrap the stained part. But in a case where you have already discarded it, you can use an old newspaper to wrap it, or a tissue, like one that is very heavy. Then you dispose it in a trash bin. These days, we discourage burning and burying. Burning is discouraged because sometimes it's not buried so deep in the ground. And either animals who stray around can dig and it would surface, or sometimes when it rains heavily, it surfaces and some of the water washes whatever stains that is on it into some of our water bodies. So that is one of the reasons the burying is discouraged. And burning too, the environmental protection people also discourage burning, because they say sometimes when you burn, it releases some kind of toxins into the environment, and when inhaled, it's not healthy for the body. So these days we have waste management organizations and systems. So once you discard it, wrap it nicely and put it in the dustbin, the waste management people will come for it and they would know what to do with it next.
Okay, that's great. Now let's come to the misconceptions that people do have about menstruation, its hygienic way and all that. People feel automatically whilst you're a lady and you're menstruating, you're not hygienic. So some do not. I know since you're not now, that's why I want to mention the north. We know and we've heard that in the northern part, when you're menstruating, I don't know what as to whether it still happens there. If you're menstruating, you don't have to cook for your husband. It's a myth, that is a misconception that, like I said, we hear them. Is it true, first of all, since you are from the north?
Yes, I'm from the north, and it's not every part of the north. Or let me say, it's not only in the north.
Yes.
In a lot of places in Ghana, not even Ghana, like outside the country, a lot of people believe that when you are menstruating, you are impure. That's the word, you are impure. So you are not allowed to come close to food. In some religions, you are not allowed to come close to the worshipping area. So this is not a northern thing, it's general, depending on where you are coming from. Yeah, and the misconceptions are a lot. In some places, the moment a girl starts menstruating, the first menses that come, which is called the menarche, they assume the girl is matured for marriage. And like we said earlier, the time of menstruation varies from girl to girl or woman to woman. Some starts very early. At the age of 9, some girls can start menstruating. So imagine a 9-year-old who starts menstruating and being given out for marriage. It's sad. It's a misconception. Maturity is different from menstruation. Some people get it as late as 18. 18 is the matured age. It's an age that is legally seen as a matured person, but even some people start their menses at 18, others start at 9. An 18-year-old and a 9-year-old are not the same.
Not the same at all.
Yeah, so one of the misconceptions is that when a girl starts menstruating, she's matured. It's not true. It's not true. Maturity is different from menstruation or a menstruating girl.
Okay, Anna, come in here. Is there any myth or misconception that you've heard?
So far, what I have heard is most guys, they think that if a lady is in her menstrual period, then probably she's dirty, like people normally say, and they don't want to associate themselves with the lady. But it's not true, and it's not the best idea. Having menstruation is not a problem. It's something that actually proves your fertility, and at the end of the day, we both benefit from that fertility. So you don't need to tag people or give them that kind of social stigma, because it makes the person also feel very bad. And then also our part of the world in Africa here, our parents normally don't discuss those sensitive topics with children. So when they are coming up, and then they get this kind of stigma around, and then they feel shy. So when they have issues, they are not even able to voice it out. So it's not the best.
Okay, very soon I'll activate the phone lines for you to call and ask all your questions or add up anything that you would like to add to today's program. But now we know our menstrual towels are very expensive. And I think per the little research that I have done, the least expensive part, talking about the ones that we just saw, is about 20 cedis. I mean, and now somebody at the age of 9 years, you see, let's say 2 packs of pads in a month. That is about 40 cedis, and we know their parents buy them for them, buy the pads for them, and the cost of living now is high. And with the cost now, how do I manage to still keep hygienic, to be hygienic during this period, in as much as living is high now? Haja, let me throw to you and then come to Anna.
Okay, that's fine. So, like I mentioned earlier, we have the bleeding comes in different quantity. We have people who bleed a lot, others who bleed moderately, and some who bleed just a little. And sometimes the quantity of blood is triggered by some of the things we eat. So, I would personally advise that if you don't have enough or much sanitary towels, then you should try as much as possible to not trigger the quantity of blood that would come. So we advise that during that period, the menstruation period, the sugar intake, for example, should be reduced.
Okay.
There are a lot of individuals who have taken notes of the kind of things they take and they bleed more. I have some friends who say when they take this local drink called Sobolo, they drink more. So as ladies, we need to know our body well. We get to know the kind of foods we eat that increase the flow of our blood during menstruation, and we should try as much as possible to reduce it, because the more the blood flows, the more you would need to use many sanitary pads. Yes, so and that is going to be a problem.
Okay. On that note, we go for a breather. When we come back, I'll get to activate the phone lines for you to call. We'll be back. Come back. So it's now time for you to call and quickly add in your questions and your opinions. We are talking about sanitary towels, the overview about it. We're talking about the hygienic side of it. We know pads are now very expensive. Sanitary towels are expensive, but you know, we are still learning about how to keep in shape whilst menstruating, how to stay hygienic whilst menstruating. And we heard to cut down the sugar, the sweet foods during that time of the month. But let me activate the numbers and call us right now. The number is 0555657278, 0555657278. And let me wish a special happy birthday to one of my sweet mothers. Yes, to Madame I have a caller. Eh? Okay, let me pick my caller and then wish my mother a happy birthday. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, darling, your name and where are you calling me from?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you. Kindly reduce the volume on TV and listen to me through your phone, okay? Oh my God. Can you hear me now? Please, let's take care of. Oh, please, when you call me, kindly reduce the volume on your TV and listen to me through your phone, okay? The numbers are beneath your screen. 0555657278. Reduce the volume on your TV, and then, okay, I have a caller again. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, my dear. Your name and where are you calling me from?
I'm Lydia, calling from Winnipeg.
All right, Lydia. Your question or your opinion?
Okay. At first, our parents were using what we call amwansin.
Yes.
So I want to find out if we can still use it.
Okay. I think they've shaped it into the reusable parts, right? Is it okay to use it, Anna? That one saying, you see those clothes that they will fold and then...
Well, it's one of the sanitary towels, the reusable ones. So it depends on how well you are able to take care of it, so that you don't get yourself infected. So the washing, the drying.
Okay,
and
I have a caller, so listen to this one so you add it up. Hello, good evening. Yes, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, your name and where are you calling me from, please?
Yes, my name is Vanessa. I'm calling from home.
Vanessa, how old are you?
Yes, I'm 18 years.
You are 18, eh?
Yes.
Okay, I know you have a question, so ask all your questions tonight.
Please, why is it that when you're menstruating you have severe menstrual pain?
Oh, Haja, you take that
I
one.
even fall sick.
You even fall sick, eh?
Yes.
Don't worry, Haja will tell you, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you too for calling. That's sweet. Haja, please help my lady, my girl for me.
Okay, so that thing medically we call it dysmenorrhea.
Okay.
So like Sister Anna said initially, the menstruation is as a result of the shedding of the inner lining. So sometimes when that happens, you see that there is some contractions, the uterus contracts and relax. So during that time, some people feel pain. It's not everybody. And it can be managed. There are ways you can manage it. So,
okay, I have a caller. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, my lady. Your name and where are you calling us from? Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Hello.
Kindly reduce the volume on your TV, okay?
Good evening. Yeah, good evening. Yes, my lady. Your name and where?
Oh. please don't forget to reduce your TV volume so we can interact properly. I have another caller. Hello, good evening. Good evening, my dear. Your name and where are you calling us from, please?
Yeah, hello.
Hello. Okay, our first gentleman. Your name and where are you calling us from, please?
My name is Wabone from Papa.
Okay, do you have a question or an opinion? Please go ahead.
Yeah, if you are on your... Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. If you are on your headset, you can...
Can you, do you want to say if you're in your menses, can you have sex? Is that what you want to?
Yes.
Okay, so our men want to know. They still want to have sex during menstruation. Eh? Hey, that one. Hadia, will you take it? Anna, okay. It's not funny, eh? But it's funny. Is it healthy, first of all?
It's not healthy because it exposes the guy to infection. Because this is a waste product that is being expelled from the body. So, I don't know, and it's just for a short moment. So.
Okay, I have a caller. Hold on, Anna. Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Okay, our men are back again. Your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Henry, I'm calling from Tema.
Okay, your question or opinion, go ahead. Quick
Okay,
one.
mine is a bit of advice.
All right, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know we have so many guys watching us now. In fact, I'm a guy, but I'm also watching this very educative
Thank
show.
you so much.
But then it looks like if anytime a lady is in a menstrual period, we try to stigmatize this kind of stigmatization, like she's not clean, she's not this, she's not that. And I can attest to the fact that growing up, I have a twin sister, and at any time she's having a menses. In fact, if I am the one that sees it, I tell my mom, and sometimes my mom will tell you when you see things like this, it doesn't mean the person is hurt, it doesn't mean the person is unclean. In fact, our parents used to advise us on certain things, though we are men, although we are guys. But now it looks like parents of nowadays find it a bit difficult discussing such things with their male children.
Yeah.
So they grow up and they feel anytime you see people with such kind, it means that they are unclean. Sometimes they even meet ladies in town who, excuse my language, sell themselves, and instead of covering them up, maybe calling their attention, they feel they shouldn't go close to these people.
Yes.
So anytime we get the opportunity to educate people on telly, I think we should also mention such very vital information to the young men and the young guys out there. Thank you very much.
Very true. Thank you so much. I'm excited this is coming from a man. But let's come back to the sex bit. It's very, very important because it looks like the men really want to know as to whether, for instance, let me say I'm a married man, and does it mean because my wife is going to bleed for seven days or 6 or even 10 days, do I have to wait until she's done, or for health's sake I have to excuse her and just let her be?
So like Sister Anna has said, from a medical point of view, I would also speak from a religious point of view. Religiously, in the Islamic religion, it's not advisable at all. And like you mentioned, the bleeding period, the longest it takes is 7 days. 7 days is not so much to wait. If your bleeding takes more than 7 days, then you need to see a doctor or a gynecologist. The period takes between 3 to 7 days. So if you bleed less than 3 days, there is a need to see a medical person. And if the bleeding goes beyond 7 days, so there is a need. So as much as possible, if you are lucky and your woman bleeds 3 days, the 4th day or the 5th day, it's okay. The bleeding period doesn't take the whole month. It's just some few days. So I would plead with our husbands.
So when the man calls to ask,
we need pampering during that period. Yes.
Some massage.
Yes. It's not all about sex.
So let me take your final words. But before that, yes, I told you, tomorrow is the birthday of a special mother in my life. She's actually a midwife and she's watching. In fact, she's enjoying the conversation. So let me take this opportunity to thank her for being a mother in my life. Like the kind of education she gives me about my health and, all that. So I love and appreciate. Madam Elizabeth, she works with Lekma Hospital and she is the officer in charge of antenatal. Elizabeth Adonu. I don't know whether I mentioned the surname right, but she's Auntie Lizzie. That's how we all call her. And she's a sweet mother. Happy birthday to you, Mommy. me. So time is up. I wish we could pick more calls so we get to hear more from the men. It was so interesting, but time is up. So your final words, Hajia.
I want to say a very big thank you to all those who are advocates of this menstrual hygiene thing, especially a few of the NGO who are in one way or the other trying to distribute the sanitary pads to the schools. Is really helping them so much. And like our brother called to say, I mentioned this earlier, it's not a female thing. Everybody have to get involved. So menstruation should involve everybody. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank my boss, the Regional Health Promotion Officer, Auntie Eunice, and all health promotion officers in Ghana. They are also doing a great job when it comes to menstrual hygiene. I won't forget my husband and my children. They are watching me right now.
Thank you, Hasbi, for allowing Hajia to be here with us tonight. We appreciate
Thank you.
So, Hajia, Chanashito says thank you for coming on Girl Vibes. So please call them anytime you need more at home. Okay, their number is 0244448180. You can also, enjoy Chanashito. It's one of the delicious shito in the market, and it's affordable as well. But it's very, very delicious.
Thank you,
Anna. This is also for you. Your final words.
Okay, so firstly, I want to tell every woman out there that the best gift you can give to yourself and then the people around you is a healthy you. So they should continue to take very good care of themselves and then be happy. And then I also want to thank ETV Ghana for the opportunity to discuss this very, very important topic. And thank you, everybody.
Yes, and thank you for watching. Our dear gentlemen, we beg you, at that time of the month, just pamper us, ask for the sex, put it on the low. We beg you, okay? So that, we'll feel comfortable during that special time of the month. And a big thank you to my crew, Rashida, Johnny, John, Kafidi, to James, to everyone. And not forgetting my special photographer, who happens to be my sound man as well. Jeffrey, thank you so much, okay? I do appreciate you. And thank you for watching. Please stay safe for me during that time of the month. Thank you. My name is Mercy B, the one and only Kofi Princess. Shout out to my Madame Brigitte. We love you. Thank you. Have a good night.